Okay, so come to division. Now, let's talk about 1.6 Last Man Standing DLC. So the release date is not really sure yet. They haven't announced it yet. So I have the list of the changes gonna be here, so I'm gonna talk about it right now. And I'm gonna post a link later on below in the comment section and description if you managed to miss it or if you want to read the full articles about it. But I'm just gonna go for the summary right now, and pretty much I'm just gonna talk about one at a time. So the first one we're gonna start talk about is let's see, because I got this. This is gonna be a lot of summary right here. So from Dark Zone to PvP, some all the new gear sets gonna come out. I think there's only probably one. There probably like two gear sets gonna come out. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about all of that and what else gonna be in here. There's also some. They're gonna change the exotic. They're gonna change the weapon, name weapon and name gear into exotic weapon and gear. So we're gonna talk about that too. We're also gonna talk about like the new difficulty called legendary. So stay tuned. And also they're gonna change how the toughness works in the game now, which is I'm really excited about it. So there's about changes on the skill power and skills, the PvP balancing, the economy changes, and some other stuff. So we're gonna talk about all of that. So first, the first one I'm gonna talk about is the Dark Zone. So the Dark Zone has been extended with three new areas. So they're gonna add this new three new areas. First one is the Dark Zone 7 to 9. That's like the first area, right? That's really big. And the second one is the north of the Dark Zone 6. So I don't know what they are gonna add there. They're probably like new areas in Dark Zone 6. So they're saying it's a new area. So pretty much I believe they're extending the subway tunnel in there, somewhere around there. So let's see what they could come up with that. Then the other one is Midtown East. So let's just see what's gonna happen in there, right? And also they also like a wave of enemies spawning in landmarks. So basically, how it works, like it's like a kind of mission when you're doing like Lexington, right? When you kill a bunch of NPC, another wave comes in, and if you kill more, it's the more waves gonna come in. So that's what they also gonna add. But the thing is about that one is you don't have to extract the items gonna drop in there. So basically all the loot in there is gonna go directly in your inventory. So it's really good for farming in Dark Zone. That's pretty weird. But I don't know what's gonna happen if someone's attack you in there and start looting all your stuff. But once you pick up your item, it's gonna be in your inventory. It's not gonna drop, so it's gonna be yours. So it's really good. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. People's gonna start farming in there. Because we'll just see. Because they said it's really big. It's gonna be big. There's gonna be like upper area, the ground area, and there's like gonna be an underground area. So we'll see what's gonna happen on that situation. And then you can finally fast travel in Dark Zone, inside the Dark Zone. Only in the checkpoint though. But in the checkpoint, make sure you're not carrying any contaminated area or else it's gonna get destroyed. So make sure if you don't have anything important, go ahead. You can fast travel inside the checkpoint. It's just basically just going outside and fast traveling instead you can destroy your item. It's just same thing like that, but you don't have to go exit the dark zone to fast travel. You can just go in checkpoint now and go fast travel. Okay, now the other one is the new contamination event has been added in Dark Zone. So there's gonna be a new event. So I don't know how that thing's gonna work, but there's gonna be like a cleaners every hour in there and like patrolling that Dark Zone underground. That's gonna be interesting. And what else? They said here is the contamination in this area will reach a little levels, so your virus filter will not able to resist it. So basically, it's just like you have a timer to kill these cleaners. It's just basically like that, and you can't stay there for long or else you'll die. So I don't know how long you can stay in there. I'm guessing roughly around 10 minutes or 5 minutes. It slowly drain your filter because I don't think they're not gonna add any more filter to raise it up. So there's a timer to kill those cleaners in there and get your loot. So let's just see what's gonna happen in there. And again, they're adding a leaderboard on a dark zone. So it says here is like tracking wide range of different activities in both in PvP and PvE. So basically, for PvP, they include road kills, manhunt, survive, and extraction hijack. So when you do all those things, they're gonna combine it into a score, and you get this kind of tier gear. Depends how well you do in PvP mode. I mean, yeah, it's like same thing like that. You're gonna add everything score, and then you get this kind of score to go in the leaderboard. And there's also in PvE, which is will track activities like NPC and enemies killed, loot chest, and loot extraction. So all those things gonna add up. So the more uh, chests you opened, and then items you extracted, and named NPC killed, you're gonna add all those things into a score, and you're gonna get some result for leaderboard. To be honest, I don't know if they're gonna do an individual score for those things, but we'll just see. It's just go. There's a weekly one and there's a monthly one. So I don't know how they're gonna do the loot systems about those things, so we'll just hope for a better rewards. Cause I don't know if people gonna bother doing those weekly or monthly. You're probably just seeing like the same people over and over. It depends how do they think. And yeah, that's about it in Dark Zone. So let's see. The first one is there's new waves in landmark and all the stuff you killed. It's basically goes directly to your inventory. It's just similar to the supply drop. So once you pick it up, it goes straight to your inventory. It's just like that. It's like a kind of similar to missions, right? And yeah, it's like about there you can fast travel in Dark Zone. There's new contamination event and of course leaderboard. So that's about it for the Dark Zone. So let's move on to this called the legendary difficulty. So in missions, there's like normal, hard mode. Is it hard mode? Yeah, normal, hard mode, challenge mode, heroic, and then there is a legendary difficulty. So this legendary difficulty has different loot that you can't get anywhere else. That's what they said. So basically, it's just similar to raid that you get some specialty, something like that for reward, but instead of like some normal items that you get from normal missions, you get some different items. So I don't know what kind of different items you get from it, but it says here that you get a reward with unique vanity items not available elsewhere in the game. So I don't know what is that. Probably it's just a appearance. Looks like. Uh, so let's just see what's gonna happen. And the only legendary difficulty they're gonna add is in Times Square, Warren's Gate Power Plant, and Napalm Production Site. And there's gonna be like a I mean, like not a different enemy, but it's just like the intel of the enemies are you're fighting a hunter in there. There's like a same intel as those NPC are. Like the enemies there is gonna be like the normal enemy with red health bar, like health bar, veterans and elites. It's not about the health about those NPCs, how they play. So the difficulty is not about health. They say it's about here. It's about how they play, like the NPC play. So they're gonna try to not to go close at them. So they're gonna what they say something about here about like you can't go near them. If you do go near them, they're gonna try to kill you as fast as you can. So they're trying to avoid that distance. But if you just stay in that same cover, they're gonna try to flank you and stuff like that. So you need to plan out your game to beat this difficulty. It's just basically like that. That's what they said about this legendary difficulty. So yeah, so you get a different rewards, not like normal rewards like you get from like Lexington and stuff like that. I don't know what kind of different reward is. It's just let's just hope it's better than what we get right now. Remember, they're not increasing the gear score, they're just changing a lot of stuff in the game. So let's move on to the next one, right? So we already talked about that difficult level. They just it's just a harder mission basically than heroic. Instead of like heroic, like the same thing, but uh, they don't increase the health of the NPC because they're gonna have a mix of red enemies, some veterans like purple name enemies, and some elites, the yellow bar enemies. But they play like a hunter, so it's just basically like that. All right, so next one, let's move on to exotic items and new gear set items. So they changed the name weapon and name gear into exotic. So now you're gonna see a different description when you see drop on the like in the ground. So when you see like a like thing right here, it's just gonna be not a high end. Instead of like gonna be a high end, it says like Barrett Bulletproof Vest, right? It's gonna be exotic gear, not a high end anymore. So it's gonna be a different looks, and they said they're gonna add like some different colors to them, so they can tell if it's they're wearing the exotic gear. So I can't wait to see that what's gonna happen. And they're also yeah, they said that about they're gonna change some of this description. I don't know what kind of description they could change it. Like all this stuff right here. Like let me just check all my gear. They said they're gonna change some of the gear, like the Pharaoh's mask. Let me just grab everything so I can just like show you guys. So let's just grab all those things. So if you find them, don't delete them because they're gonna change some of the name gear description. They haven't announced it yet, so they are gonna change it. So just keep all of them, all this name gear here, because you never know what they're gonna do with them. Even though it has not very good talents, just keep them. Just keep them. They might change something with this thing, like all these talents right here. They might probably change something. 'Cause some of them is not very good from using it, like this backpack right here. I don't think anyone's gonna use this. This one's like it's not bad, but you know, not many people use them because most people are only going for this chest piece right here. Maybe the Pharaoh mask, but yeah, that's what they're gonna change. So just keep holding to them because they're gonna basically change a lot of stuff in there. So and let's see. So all the weapons exotic is gonna be different. Like, okay, for example, Valkyria. Like this Valkyria right here that you can buy from the shop right here, right? It says right here. They said that they're gonna change this. They're gonna split it into a two different set. What else? What's that thing's called? They said about let's see. Okay, let me read this one. Okay. So the Valkyrie is actually being split into two, the Hildir and Ear. So this talent becomes active and synergized when you both equip. So I'm very excited about this one because so if you equip those two kind of sets together, like pretend you have this main weapon and secondary. So if you equip those things, they're gonna synergize like a upper bridge. So you can get that kind of bonus that I don't know what they're gonna add that bonus, but it's kind of interesting to see it. But remember, all these exotic weapons, they won't uh, they won't allow you to use it on upper bridge. That's about it. But they are nerfing upper bridge, so you start changing some gear unless you still like upper bridge. But they gonna nerf upper bridge, which is I'm happy because I don't even like upper bridge. I don't use them. I'm more big fan of Banshee right now, so I don't need to learn anything about it. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. So hold on to your all your name gear. Start farming. Go farm in incursion, trying to get those new weapons and stuff like that, because they are gonna change everything. Because it's also it says here they changing about the hungry hog. The talent's gonna be have will now comes with gluten talent. Killing target increase your damage dealt by 20% until you stop firing. So you get that 20% buff. As long as you keep firing, holding that button, it's like keep shooting, kill one, go to the next one, you get that 20% increased. But if you do stop firing, then your buff's gonna disappear. That's which is really good. It's like a special talent. It's really, really good. And what else? This one's called okay, that's not the Hungry Hog, and the other one is Tenebrae. It's called the Lights Out talent. Lights Out. It says here about destroying an enemy weak points resets kill cooldown for you and your nearby group. So when you shoot like those weak points, like those the gas tanks on those fire cleaners, those the grenades in the back of those grenadier, if you hit those kind of weak points, you get some skill reduced from all your groups, which is really it's very interesting. So it makes a very unique talent on Tenebrae because Tenebrae is a sniper. I have it one right here, so I'm gonna keep it. That's why I kept it. Let's see. Yeah, it's like here. So they're gonna add like a third talent here. It's called Lights Out. So if you hit a hit point, you'll get a skill reduced, not for you, also for your group. So it's really good for PvE. People that like to use some sticky bombs and seekers and stuff like that, all those damage stuff going on, they can just like replenish by one player using a Tenebrae. So it's gonna be interesting. So that's why I'm holding on this one. So yeah, try to find this one because you can get this in world tier bosses. Like all this the bosses like around this world tier right here, it will drop it for you. So try to get that. If you get it, hold on to it because it's gonna be interesting. So I don't know what did they change in Canisius. They only like said about the Hungry Hog and the Tenebrae. That's all about it. There probably like more interesting weapon talents gonna be out there. So all right. So next one is what's my next one? Mm, weapon gears already changed it, right? Um, okay, so they're also adding a exotic cache. So it's gonna be a guaranteed exotic gear or weapon on it. And you get this by doing some weekly reward on the legendary difficulties missions. So let's see. When you go to your map, you'll see this missions, right? The weekly assignments one. But they also gonna add here a legendary one as weekly assignment one. So instead of you get that weekly assignment right there, cache in the bottom left corner over there, you see it. It's gonna say there exotic weapon or gear cache. So when you open it, it's gonna have a guarantee exotic gear or weapon. So people that like people that complains about weekly, which I did, I complained about how garbage the weekly rewards is. Now they finally adding that weekly exotic gear, which is really cool to get because weekly is supposed to be a really challenging mission, and you can only do it by weekly, and it has to be something really good. So they finally add that there. So it's gotta be a guarantee exotic gear or weapon. So can't wait to do those legendary missions. Alright, let's move on to the gear sets, alright? Alright, they're changing some few things on the gear set, especially the upper bridge. So the upper bridge shares the free talent from your weapons instead of all three. It shared it shared the free talents from your weapons instead of all three. So that means you're only getting like one free talent. like the third talent on your weapon secondary that's only getting bonus from your upper bridge. Is that what it is? And they're changing about the front line, like the defense set. So they said that it's really favored to PvE content. That's why they changing it. So instead of like removing the critical damage on the defense, let me just hold on. Let me get one of this defense here so I can easily explain it to you guys. I think I have one right here. Okay. Did I even grab it? I didn't even grab it. All right. All right. There you go. So, defense build. It says here, right, in the third one, and in the fourth one, it says that you don't get crit anymore, but they are removing that no crit. Now you can finally crit on this gear set. And they also said that instead of removing all the effects, instead of like crit chance, instead they're gonna remove all the effects, any mods you apply to this shield. So for example, if you're using this kind of shield right here, ballistic shield. So imagine you're using a defense build and you like to get this kind of buff, like this one, because he gives you damage increase and 10% thing. Now all these things gonna be a gun. Like it's just gonna be a normal ballistic shield. That's about it. Hi back. Hey, winners, how's it going, man? I'm just like talking about all the lists that they're gonna put in 1.6. So I'm very excited. So I have all this list right here. But if you guys missed it, I'm just gonna post it on my video in there somewhere around there. I'm just like I don't want to make a video of it. It's gonna take like forever if I make this video. So I'm just doing it live right now. So yeah. So I'm gonna explain it. If you missed it, it's gonna be uploaded later on. Just rewatch it later on. But right now, yeah. Okay, so the defense thing is gonna be all these mods right here is gonna be gone. It's just gonna be just a normal ballistic shield. But the good thing is you can finally crit. You don't have to do that kind of that precision thing to get crit. You don't have to do that pulse to get crit. And you don't have to wear that savage glove to crit. Now you can stack crit on them. But like I said, you're not gonna get this kind of big bonus buff, which is fine because you can just stack crit on that SMG. But it's gonna be like a normal ballistic shield basically, which is still fine because you get that 10%, right? But you're gonna lose that increased damage speed, that reload speed. It's gonna be gone. It's just gonna be like a normal shield. You're just gonna be like using shield and SMG. That's it. That's the front line. And what else they also gonna add in that one? Oh no no. Maybe just reread that one. Okay, I guess that's about it about defense bit. Okay, this one's gonna be interesting. Um, Upper Bridge nerf good, maybe no more teams Upper Bridge. So you never know. They might think of something about this Upper Bridge because they are nerfing it, but there are changes. A lot of changes gonna be in the different games. So you never know. They might do something with it. So let's just hope that it will go balanced to all the gears out there because they're saying that right now the upper bridge can go a higher DPS. So never know. Oh yeah, definitely. But the thing is, you're not gonna get that raw damage in assault rifle and shield right now. But you just getting that just normal shield, and you have to go for that long reload because this one can go like instantly reload right when you have it, and you do some nice accuracy. But this one, if you have just a normal shield, your thing's gonna like spread out your SMG because usually it's like SMG's accuracy is just like stable like this. Now it depends like how your weapon talents you put on. So you want to put more accuracy. Depends on what you really like. But again, you can still crit now, so you're not gonna lose that crit anymore. All right, let's talk about this the new reclaimer. So the real reclaimer is gonna be different. So the new reclaimer is gonna be focused on. Let me just remove this. on support station. So if you have four piece of support, reclaimer, you get all these mods right here. It's really good. It's like support class now for reclaimer instead of like using some food or like for your healing or your some fire or bullets, explosive. They remove that completely, and now all your support healing station has all these mods. So it's really, really good. Just hoping getting better rewards weekly. Yeah, there's gonna be a weekly legendary, but you have to complete the legendary to get that weekly legendary reward. So I don't know what kind of challenge they're gonna put on legendary weekly challenge, and yeah, they probably might do something. Yeah, so for the reclaimer, if you have four piece, all this is gonna be on your. Oh my God, this is gonna be so good. Reclaimer, I'm gonna be like wearing like reclaimer tank, because you have this life support. You're immune to any status effect, and every time you reload, you're not gonna run out of ammo. It's really, really good. So I'm gonna make a different. I'm gonna make a video out of it. Maybe that's like the first thing I'm gonna make because it's really, really good. It could help out your whole team because it could have like life support. If you go down, you go revive instantly. If you get bleed or fire or shock, you're immune to it because you have immune station on it. It's like everything in there in one package. And the third piece and fourth piece, the second and third piece is gonna more focus on duration, and the other ones will focus on the range, on how far it can go. So, Reclaimer is gonna be awesome. It's really good support class completely. And they're also gonna change the tactician buff. So, okay, the new tactician disappear for every 10 seconds, right? Yeah, yeah, you're gonna definitely love it. If you especially love to use support healing station, it's gonna be so good for group PvP and PvE. That's really interesting. They made that change. All right, so they changed about tactician authority, right? Let me just grab a tactician right now. All right. So tactician authority. Um, Gold Predator less annoying. I'm not done yet. There's gonna be a lot of changes in Predatory, so Predatory is not gonna be good anymore. Cause I'll talk about that later. I wanna save that later on. Okay, now let's go talk about where's the thing I found? Okay, so Tactician. They changed about this tactician in the fourth piece because it says here like if you don't do anything in 10 seconds, not being updated. Now you can if you finally use a skill, it's gonna go back to zero. So you're gonna build up your skill, then use a skill, and then it's gonna go back to zero. So every time you use a skill, it's gonna go back to zero. Just basically about it. So you're gonna build up all your skill, get all that power you need, and then throw it out on someone else. So if you're using a what you call it, like a sticky bomb or sticky mine. So build up all your power, and then it's like charging up. Like here, it's like charging up. Once it's really high skill power, you made like about like 400k skill power. All this stack up, and then relist it. Release all your power. It's just like basically like that. It's like Dragon Ball. It's like charge. Come on, almost power. And then just throw it out right there. That's about it. That's the change about, which is very interesting because this tactician is not gonna be a support class anymore. It's more like a DPS skill build now. So that's what they're gonna change about it, which is very really good. It's actually very interesting. I might probably make a video in the future. So that's about the change they can change on the tactician authority. I don't know about the skill haste and the skill power, but they are gonna change the every bullet on your group hits enemy. But yeah, you still get that gain that bonus every time you hit a target. and it says they're max out to 30% damage, and the bonus will disappear after 10 seconds not being updated or the skill power is full. That thing's gonna be gone. So you're gonna hold on to that 100% or 30% bonus of skill power. You're gonna hold on to that until you use a skill. So basically, this is like a more DPS skill type of gear set now, like more support. Because if you don't be a support, go for Reclaimer. Reclaimer is awesome. And also, they adding a new gear set called Seeker. I was saying I was like when I first I read this, I thought it's gonna be a Seeker Mine build, but apparently it's not. Okay, let me read the description for you about this one. So, we're introducing a new gear set called Seeker, which will have a body shots as a specialty. So, a body shot as a specialty. So, you don't need to shoot in the head. Everything you need to do is just shoot in the chest. It's just basically that's the specialty about this Seeker. So, I don't know why it's a Seeker. It doesn't make any sense on this thing. Now let's me continue about this one. Okay. Okay. A poor piece bonus will give you a guaranteed critical hit after landing 2 consecutive shots in the body. So if you shot in the body, it will crit automatically, which is gonna be kind of OP, do you think? Because in PvP, you're just gonna land like SMG or assault rifle in the chest. So the more shots you take, it's gonna go crit, 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 crit. So you just gotta stack some critical damage on it, do some insane damage. And after landing 2 consecutive shots to the body, which can be spread out across the different enemies. So basically, around that enemy is gonna get damage also. So that's gonna be interesting, especially people doing grouping up. I don't know if it's gonna work in PvP, but in PvE, whenever it's near that target, it's gonna go spread out the damage. It's just insane. It's basically like AoE damage, a gear set. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but it only works if you do a land on the chest, 2 consecutive, two shots continuously, and it's gonna spread along the thing. So we hope you guys come also with a credit. So yeah, basically it's like AOE damage to one player, and this spreads out the damage to surround them. So I don't know what's gonna happen to PvP, but it's gonna be interesting in PvE. I can't wait to make a build out of that. So yeah. Okay, after that, the changes in there. Okay, now let's talk about the armor. They are finally removing all this armor mitigation on these major attributes, right? So, 'cause the meta before is like you have to get armor on major attributes. So all those major attributes armor, it's gonna be completely gone. So you don't have to roll armor anymore. Like this one, you need to go armor. Like this one, you have to go armor. And like this one, you have to go armor. Like that, major attributes. Now everything's gonna be the toughness. It's gonna be on like more health, on stamina. So let's see. Let's go to survivability. So now the armor's mitigation still there. It's gonna be based on your base armor now. Like pretend I have this. That's gonna be your base armor right now. It's not gonna have that major attributes armor anymore. But they said that they're gonna increase the health on major attributes. So I guess the new meta of the thing about the toughness is you have to get health now. So not armor on major attributes because they're gonna remove that, and you have to get health on the major attributes. So it's gonna be interesting. Instead of like when you log in for first time in 1.6, instead of your toughness gonna go down, but you see gonna go up because the more health you have, I guess. Um, I don't know how they're gonna change the base armor on it, because if you don't have all this armor, so pretend I'll equip this one, right? So armor, no armor, and then no armor here. Let's just pretend like I'm using like no armor. Okay, so pretend it's like thing. So your toughness will go down, but again, they said that if you have armor on your gear. Like pretend this one has a armor medication, like armor on your major attributes. They said this one's gonna turn to a health. So all the armor rolled on it is gonna be changed into health perspective. So it's gonna be interesting. Okay. Let's see. We're done that. We're done that. Okay. Armor remove major thing. Replace with health. Gear will be a immune tolerance bonus. Okay. Current rolls resistance. Oh yeah, the resistance. Yes, finally they finally changed that. Okay, so you see all this resistance, right? Like the bleed, the fire and stuff like that. So now it's gonna change instead of like resistance to status effect. So those burn damage has their own damage perspective. So pretend you're getting burned by turret, right? So 30%, 33% is gonna reduce that fire damage plus the duration of that status effect. So if you have like at least if you have like 100% burn resistance, you're not gonna get damage from any burn turret. Like the turret is gonna do zero damage if you stack burn resistance. So and then you're not gonna get status effect. But they're also adding a diminishing return on status effect. So if you get shocked once, you're gonna get resistance for the next shock. So it's really good. So they can't shock you continuously. So it's really good. They have that kind of immune system if you get multiple like shock. Because most people using like once, and a few seconds ago, I'm gonna get shocked again for the same time, and then basically you're dead. So this time they adding that kind of like immune system, like those NPC have. Because if you got shocked once, you have immune for like probably like 5 to 10 seconds. So I don't know how long that is, but again, you have that kind of immune system to yourself, right? Which is really makes really good on PvP because that's really cheap in PvP using multiple shock turret like in your group. Now only one person just need to use a shock turret because the more shock they can shock, the more immune system they can get. So that's what basically they adding in here, which is really good. And what else? Yeah, that's about it for the armor and resistance. So let's me like a quick summary about it. Okay, so the major attributes armor are they're gonna disappear. They're gonna go change into a bigger, more health major attributes. So you can finally mix up your gear because the knee pads, holster, backpack, and chest piece you must have armor before. Now you don't have to. So everything about toughness is gonna be health and stamina. So that's gonna be interesting. And the armor's still there, and the armor is gonna go base what you get from the early start. So pretend you get like an early pretend you have like armor here. I mean not armor here, like that's your you see that 969, that's gonna be your only armor on the gear. They didn't say about the armor on the stamina mods, but we'll just see what's gonna happen. They might change this stamina armor to bigger health thing. So let's just see, because they didn't say anything about it. This is just like a quick summary of what's gonna happen in 1.6. Might add more feature about it. So yeah, and again, the resistance gonna be a different now. The higher resistance you have, like the less damage you take from those special like fire, bleed, etc. Like that. It's gonna be a thing. And the more resistance you have, like the less effect you get now from those things. So imagine if you have like 70% burn resistance, you'll take less damage from fire, and you're probably kind of close to being immune to fire status effect. So you don't really need the pharaoh anymore. You never know, they might change this. Just hold on to it because that's gonna be changes in there. Right? Oh, yeah. Recalibrate. Let's talk about recalibrate because recalibrate, there's like a limit on weapons round, all right? So they're adding a unlimited recalibrate. So after you recalibrate like certain amount of gears, like for 5 times, it's gonna stay the same price on that thing. So now it's not gonna go above 10 million. They're gonna tweak that into like a, I don't know how much the cost, but when you hit the 5 mark of recalibrate, it's gonna stay in that same price, like same price and same price on the Phoenix credits. So after 5 rolled, it's gonna stay on that same price. So you can keep re-rolling the thing as many as you want now. There's no limit to it. Because I know there's a kind of limit to this one because it goes very, very expensive. Like, there's one thing here I rolled that's very expensive. Like this one right here. Look, it. How is like this 13 million? Yeah, I was trying to get a higher armor in this one, so I just gave up because it goes 13 million. Because now, if you rolled 5 times, it's gonna stay to that same price now. Not like if it goes go up and up, right? So you're not gonna spend like millions and millions of credits to reroll something. So it's gonna stick to that price. So pretend like that's the, hold on, let's give you an example. So pretend 1 million's the cap for if you rolled 5 times. So it's gonna stay in that price and you keep re-rolling. Re-rolling, it's not gonna go up anymore. So it's gonna stay to that same price. So which is really, really good. So you don't have to spend like millions of credit. Try to raise your gear to the highest you can get. So it's really good. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So we talked about the dark zone, the gear set, the gear, the armor resistance, and now let's talk about the change on to the skill power. All right, this is interesting. They mentioned about diminishing returns, right? Now, the diminishing returns gonna only gonna affect if you hit 450k skill power. How are you gonna hit that mark? So I don't know what's gonna happen, but they said the diminishing returns only affects if you hit that mark. So I only have I only have like this much skill power, but the diminishing returns will only kick if you reach 450k. So 450k is like similar to my toughness. That's how much is will activate that diminishing return. So you can stack like skill power now, finally, so without losing any buffs anymore. So if you have that much skill power, like 365, like Swaggin says here, so you're not gonna lose that. There's no diminishing returns in there until you hit that 450 mark. You might probably change this in PTS, so we'll just see. So this is gonna be very, very interesting on about skill power. What else they said about here? So okay, begin difference low skill power, change the skill. Okay, they change about the sticky bomb works. All right, sticky bomb. Let's go to sticky bomb. Let's go to sticky bomb. Sticky bomb. Okay, sticky bomb, same thing. But the only changing about here, you cannot detonate anymore. Once you place it on the ground, there's like a warning that it's gonna blow up. So if you shoot it on the ground, it's gonna stay there for like about 2, 3 seconds before it detonates. You can't do that one shot, like shoot there, it's gonna blow up instantly. Now you have time to get away from it. That's really very interesting. But they might, I don't know, they might put the damage back on the PvP the sticking bomb. But now you cannot you cannot detonate anymore because it says right here release launch. Oh yeah, see that detonation over there? You cannot do that anymore. There's like a timer when you place it down, it will like tit 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 boom. It's like basically those booby trap in the ground. It's just basically like that. It will make that kind of sound or something like that. So you cannot detonate anymore, and that's how it works on the sticky bomb. And about this one, remember, this thing will flash you and gives you disrupt. They are removing the disrupt, only the flashbang. So basically, you're just not gonna see anything. You're gonna be blank for like a second. Well, you can still use your skill because you're not disrupt anymore. They're gonna remove that disrupt effect on this flashbang grenade. And this one is gonna be gone. They're gonna change that into a what's they changing? I can't remember what they changed. Let me just quick read this one. They are changing that one to um, sticky bomb, electronic stamina. I should like make this thing more thing so I don't have to look at the stuff here. But they said that they're gonna change that into sticky bomb, flashbang. Okay, so they changing this into a EMP sticky bomb. Hey, hey, Jor. Sorry, I can't even pronounce her name. So yeah, so they're changing this into a EMP sticky bomb, but it's not gonna work for yourself. It's gonna be like basically more like a disrupt kind of sticky bomb, and it also works on those turrets in the ground, those seeker mines kind of thing. So you can just probably like place it like on around you just in case like a seeker mine's coming. It will disrupt that, and it just blew up. So just in case if you want to stay in stationary, just place that thing in the ground. It's like basically like a trap. So if they put like a sticky bomb near you, it's just gonna like cancel each other out. It's like an EMP thing. So imagine there's like a seeker mines coming towards you guys, and you place that thing in the ground, and it's just like a basically an EMP. It will interrupt it, and it will not go to you. So they're changing this into a different one. So, so basically, this one becomes this one, but it cannot detonate anymore. Like the detonation right there is gonna be gone. There's like a timer. Every time you shoot, it's gonna beep like tit, 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 boom. So you have time to get away from that sticky bomb if they use it on you. It's just like similar to the hunter when they use sticky bomb on you. Because when they shoot that sticky bomb, they don't detonate right away. It will just stay there until you have time to get away. So it's just basically like that. If you seen that hunter doing that to you, it's like that kind of hear a beeps noise if there's sticky bomb near your area. But for the players that using it, they cannot detonate anymore. They have to wait for the timer to explode. So it's gonna be interesting for people use this for people that use the stationary. So people using stationary like support healing station, if they stayed in that spot, I guess it's really good for that kind of skill thing. So yeah, so this one's gonna be just normal damage. This one's gonna be a normal flashbang without the disrupt, and this one's gonna be the EMP one, which will give you the is disrupt effect. So flashbang don't have disrupt, just a flashbang, a normal flashbang, and this one's gonna be the disrupt one. So that's what they're gonna change about the sticky bomb. And also for the first aid, this one they're gonna change this one into a. Let me read it. Hold on. Let me just drink a bit here. I just being talking too much right now. Um, okay. The change about first aid is you're also gonna increase more the timer on the first aid. So you're probably seeing this like more higher cooldown than before. So you pretend this is gonna be like 30, probably it's gonna go a minute cooldown the healing. Yeah, I know it's gonna be tough, but they said that the first aid is preferably I can't even pronounce it, but this one right here basically, they said this about there's a burst heal in the beginning and there's like overtime healing now. And there's one thing they changing about the this one adrenaline. So it says here overheal, right? They completely removing this. So instead of you getting overheal like those that green bar you have every time you get an overheal, right? You know those things. That thing you're not gonna get that anymore. And instead of that, you're gonna get overtime heal. So you're getting a regen per second now instead of a thing when you use a medkit. And even though if you're full of your health, you can use a med kit now. And if you're full on your health and you're on shock or on your fire, you can use it to remove status effect now by using your med kit. You don't need the all refresh thing. I don't know if I have that one. Let me just check. I don't think I have done. I want to give you a better example. I don't know if this one sells it. Let's see. No, no, it doesn't sell it. If you know that that refresh thing, if you use a medkit, it will remove status effect. That thing's gonna be different now. So he said about here you get overtime by using that one. Yeah, I should have like making this more preparation, huh? Yeah, so they're gonna change that to different now, like all refresh one on the mask that removes the buffs, but I don't have it here. I can't really show you, but if you know about it, yeah, they're gonna change about that. So yeah, I think that's the thing. Yeah, rejuvenated. So rejuvenated is gonna be like more like adrenaline now. So instead of like removing the buffs, you're gonna get like overheal time. It's like basically a regen after you use a medkit. It's like same thing as adrenaline right here. Yeah, rejuvenated. That's what I'm talking about. So again, the overheal on adrenaline is gonna be gone, but instead they're gonna add the overtime healing, which is gonna be so good because you can only use this if you get damage and you get overheal. Instead, you can pop your med kit and you get overtime heal. Like overtime heal is you get heal per second. It's just like pretty much like a predatory and rehab mask. It's just basically like that. So that's gonna be interesting. So if you combine everything together, like the rehab mask and stuff like that, but I don't know if the rehab mask gonna be useful now these days, because since you're building up like immune system, you basically you're not gonna get the buff anymore. So I don't know what I'm gonna do next to my next build. I might probably get the rejuvenated mask to be honest. Because every time I use a med kit, I'm gonna get that overtime heal plus my overtime heal on my adrenaline. So it's gonna be insane regen. Bobby, I might take advantage of that before they fix it. So hopefully, hopefully they don't think. So we'll see if I can make different kinds of builds of that one. Well, it's gonna be interesting in PvP. So let's move on to the next one. All right. So, change about sticky bomb first and shock turret. Yeah, okay. Shock turrets doesn't do any damage anymore. It shouldn't not be. Like you get that kind of mini damage in there, but they're gonna remove that thing into zero, completely zero. You only gonna get paralyzed, no damage, just paralyzed. I know people like stock this for damage, but I don't think it does more damage. But yeah, so they're gonna remove the damage. It's just gonna be basically a crowd control type of start now. So they're gonna remove the damage in here, in there. So that's about changing about that thing, and now the signatures. All these signatures has a longer status buff. So pretend after you use this for last like 13 seconds, right? So now you have to wait a minute to get another effect. So you can't do continuously using a survival link or tactical link. So if someone used this, there is like a kind of cooldown, like 60-second cooldown to get another effect. Are they adding mods for skill power and survival? They hasn't announced it anything in survival, but we'll get into that survival modes on later on. Let me just explain this one first. I don't think they're adding any mods in there in survival. let me just explain about this one first, and then I think there's some more here about for survival here. But yeah, so yeah, you cannot get more buff. I mean, you can't get buff anymore after you get this buff for like a minute. So pretend I use this one right here. Let me just let me just go outside and quick use it so I can easily explain this to you guys. Let me just go here. Okay. So pretend I'm gonna use like on my group, everyone's using this. Pretend everyone's using this. So once you pop it, right, you get that buff for like there's that amount of time. I don't know if they nerfing the damage from it, but they increasing the stability also, which is I don't know, it's gonna be overpowered. You see that red bar over there? That thing will last for a minute, like probably like twice as longer. So you cannot get that buff for like a minute. So you cannot continuously using it for more than a minute. So that thing's gonna be longer, and I guess hopefully that should fix everything, right? So that's about it about the survival link. Hopefully, I was hoping that they should just remove this thing completely, to be honest. So I don't know. That's how they fix this one. So you cannot use this continuously, but if I guess this one could counter this one. That's what they said about it. So if someone uses this, people will use this to counter this one. Because since you can't use that continuously anymore, you have to wait for like a minute to get to use another one. So I guess everyone's gonna start using different types of things. That's why they decided to use that. So that's about it about signature abilities. So hopefully they change more about it, like how they work in it. Because this one gives you RPM. It's really OP. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, this one gives you RPM, like the reload speed and damage boost. Instead of that, like they said, they're gonna increase like the stability on it now instead of like the damage buff. So I don't know what's gonna happen. They might probably remove the damage buff and change to stability, but they're still gonna have that RPM on it. That's really good if they change the buffs, like the weapon damage buff, because you don't really need. I prefer like stability, RPM, and reload speed. That's about it. Because adding damage in here is just too much. It's too much. But they are adding stability on the technical link. I don't know if they are removing the damage buff, but yeah, that's what they're gonna do about it. Okay, so let's see. I think I got everything in there, right? Okay, now let's go move on to the PvP balancing. So, the PvP balancing. Uh, Remember when you said hip firing like this? They said they're gonna change anything about that on in the PvP thing. So they have to still test it out in PTS. So they're gonna change different things about the hip fireworks on the game. So it's gonna be interesting in PvP. Because hipfire stability while moving has been decreased and new hipfire camera has been added. So when you go hipfire like this, it's gonna be have a different angle. So it's basically you're aiming like that, but different camera angle. So I don't know how it's gonna work, but they are gonna add that thing in there. So you can't do this anymore. They probably have different kind of angle. Let me hold on. Okay. So yeah, they're adding a hip fire camera angle when you're doing hip fire. So when I'm doing this, is there's gonna be a different kind of camera angle. So I don't know how it's gonna work, but they are decreasing the hip fire rate here. So but they have adding a different camera angle on it. Um, they're also the damage gap between body damage and headshot has been lowered. So I guess they're lowering the damage on the body shots and the headshot damage comparison. So You'll see the different changes in PvP. I can't really tell you like the exact number you'll get from it, but let's just say that they are changing that. And the roll here right there, there is a 1 second delay. So one, you can't roll for 1 second, then now you can roll again. You can't do this anymore, like do this continuously. You can't do this anymore. Now there is a 1 second delay. So once you rolled, you can't roll for another second, then now you can roll again. So just like that. So one, now you can roll again. One, then you can roll again. So that's how roll works now. So you can't do this continuously like the cheap one. You can like dodging like Matrix, like dodging all these bullets. Oh no, I'm so good. I'm just spamming X. I'm so good. But now there is a cooldown, so you can't do that anymore. You have to just do one roll like that to cover in 1 second, and then you can just do that again. And you can't do that anymore like continuously. So just gonna you can add a roll delayed on it when you rolled. So which is really good because I hate people when they do that. I mean I do it too, but everyone does it. So yeah, they're gonna be gone. And okay, so another one is they add this one. So while we're loading, you can sprint, right? Now you can't not reload while sprinting. So you have to stop like this, like walk if you want to reload, like normal run. You cannot sprint to reload. You have to do this normal run to reload. So which is really good. Because people like doing some dodging like this and sprinting around you while reloading, you cannot do that anymore. So you have to do some normal walk. If you want to reload your weapon, you have to do this normal walk. You cannot sprint like this to reload, right? Because if people like sprinting like this and reloading at the same time, you cannot do that both. It's either you have to wait to finish reloading and then sprint, or you can just sprint and then reload later. That's about it, about that reload thing. What else they add in there? Oh yeah, I already explained about the medkit. You can use medkit if you're full to remove all the status effect on you. So right now I can't use it, right? But if I have like a grenade right here on it and pretend I'm like bleeding or something like that, what the what the look at that thing, it blew up. But anyways, yeah, so if you have like a fire on your fire or your shock, you can, if you're shocked, just pop medkit to remove it, right? So you can do that now. So people won't like cheap shot you with shock turret. So if you're shocked, just pop medkit right away, and it will remove it completely. Especially if you're running away. Um. Oh yeah. Also, if you see an enemy or players using medkits, you will see there's like a flashing light on their health bar. That means they're using a health kit, a med kit. I'm like making a mess in firing range. So yeah, if they use a med kit, you're gonna see a blinking light. That means they use a med kit. That's about it about that one. And what else they use? Survival talent, like move on. Yeah, here we go, guys. Here we go. So my favorite talents in the game, which are on the move, critical save, and bottle body, is gonna be tweak. So they're nerfing all this stuff right here. So body gonna nerf, they're gonna nerf this, and they're gonna nerf the on the move. So they're gonna change it how it's gonna work. So let's just hope that Will can still use this one, but again they are nerfing this because it's overpower. So hopefully they don't change it too much, but I love using this one to make you invincible for like amount of time, for like 10 seconds, especially this one. God mode. Yeah, they are nerfing this, by the way, guys. So get ready to mix up your stuff right here. They might add something different types of here. Let's just hope that they might add like a good one because some of here are very, very useless, like this one. useless. Um, this one kind of useless. Come on, man. You have to kill someone with your skill. By the time you can use another skill or explosive, this buff's gonna be disappeared. So it's useless. Come on, man. Who suppress and try to run in there? Come on, man. Can't even suppress a player. Pretty much useless. I don't know what this thing does. I'll just say it's useless. Uh, this one. I mean, some people use this, but I say it's useless. So, anyways, like some of them are useless. So, yeah. What else? Yeah. So let's go move on to the next one now. So we pretty much like covered most of it, but there's more. There's more. There's like a lot more. They haven't announced like some of them, but this is like the coming fix in the future. They will fix this. Again, if you just miss, stay tuned right now. You missed a thing. I'm gonna upload this thing so you'll see it, and I'm gonna post the link if you wanna read like all this article about these changes in here. Like, feel free to read it because I read all of them. I was amazed like the result of it. I can't wait to do more build for you guys. Okay, for economy changes, I already introduced about the unlimited recalibrated thing. So again, there's a if you recalibrate 5 times, when does it come out for console? It comes out for all the for PS4, for Xbox and PC. They all come at the same time. So there's no we don't have to wait, guys. So it's really really good. Finally. All right, so economy. So I already told you guys about recalibration. So again, if you're helping the civilians, like remember those civilians who are asking for food or some med kits or some water. If you give them something, instead of like they give you some junks, instead of junks, they give you some intel drops. Like if you don't know what the intel is this one right here, right here. They will drop a target intel for you guys if you help a civilian. So if you give them food, medkit, instead of like appearance or junks, they will give you instead, which is really, really good because I hate farming for target intels. I'll just like, I see, oh, civilian, let's go give him something. Here you go, some kind of food. Give me some target intel. Oh, you need something to get medkit? Here you go. I can grab more medkits in my stash somewhere. So you get more target intel if you get give something to civilians, which is really good. So right, again, high-end pistol doesn't require division tech. So in survival, right, you need a high division tech to craft a pistol. Now you don't have to. You just need high-end to craft a high-end survival, like those X45. You don't need division to craft them, which is really good. You don't have to waste a division tech to craft a pistol now. Finally, that's good. Okay, next one is the scavenger back skill to world tier. Okay, you know about this one right here? I'll show you the scavenger. Because no one goes here anymore anyways. Who opened this thing anyways? You get some crap. If you know about this one, the scavenger in here, right? If you open this one, it gives you some junks. Like junks. So now it's gonna go scale to the depends on what tier you are in, right? So pretend you're on world 5 or that depends like I said depends on world tier. It will scale to that on this box now. So because this one gives you crap, right? So yeah, but this one gives me a high end, but again, this is basically a let me pick it up. Um, so this one will scale to see that it's like item level 20, 30. This one's gonna go to 34. So it depends what world tier you're on in, and when you open that cache, scavenger cache, it's gonna go to depends what world tier you're in. So basically, this is gonna drop you at 256. It depends. Again, depends on your world tier. And some prices has been tweaked. Like all this expensive stuff right here is gonna go tweaked. Like all those prices, right? The NPC selling. They're gonna change some few prices on them too. So people been buying all the name gear. Oh shit, where's the advanced one? Advanced one's in the bottom right. So yeah, people have been buying all this name gear. You guys should too, because I can't really tell you what they are changing it. So if you see like a named weapon like this one, like Caesarian, some Cassidy and Pekin, just buy them. But they are tweaking the price of this one. So and they're also putting like a special thing. So before the 1.6 comes out, make sure you buy all the named weapons on them. Because I don't know how much they're gonna cost you in the future. Because this thing's gonna be have a different talents on them. So I don't know what they also gonna add, but it's gonna be interesting. So just try to keep as many as named weapons as you can, because they are gonna change thing. They're not gonna add like a legacy, like a vintage weapon. So imagine this is from 1.5 and 1.6 is gonna be this thing's gonna be different. So you can't keep the vintage stuff anymore because everything's gonna be changed, right? So pretend I have the Centurion right here. I have this kind of talents. This thing's gonna turn to different thing even though you have this. So try to get as many as name weapon you have. Yeah. Um, I don't know if you guys like this one, but it's people like to spend money on stores, right? If you like to get some vanity gear stuff like that and stuff right here, you don't have to buy it in here. They have this kind of special token anymore that you have to buy online, like special premium token. And then if you go to this guy right here, like you'll instead of like you get that wallet, right? That credits right there, it's gonna says like a premium something like that. You can buy like any gears, and yeah, there is a new emotes. New emotes like this one right here, like a jumping jack right here. There is like gonna be a different emotes. It's funny that one of them is like this. You wanna fight? There's like a new emote like that. It's funny. They're adding that, but it will cost you a real money, not like in-game money, but real money in stores. So it's up to you if you want to buy it, but they are adding a lot of emotes in there. So if you want to get them, it's fine. It's really up to you if you want to spend money on it, but it is really funny. They're also adding like a different like a weapon mods in it, like all this stuff. Like there's a different kind of like different like unique ones that's really good. I don't know if I want to buy it. Depends if I like it. I might buy it, but but yeah, that's one of the emotes really funny. It's like, yeah, you want to fight like that? Ah, hilarious. Um, what else? Okay. So about the EXP on the underground and stuff like that. How can I say this one? Where can I look at this one? So yeah, so the underground one has a different EXP thing now. Because in underground you can still level up, right, by killing NPC. But instead of that, it has gonna be have its own EXP bar. So if you kill a NPC in there, you get an EXP. You're not gonna get EXP just for completing it. Now you can finally get an EXP if you kill an NPC in underground. So if you play in underground, if you still play in underground, like just to say, if you kill an NPC, you get that EXP from underground now. Not like because before you can only get EXP by completing it. Now you can get the EXP by killing NPC in there. So they have their own EXP now. It's like similar to like Dark Zone. So if you kill NPC in there, you get that Dark Zone EXP. It's just like how it works in Dark Zone Underground now. So yeah, if you kill an NPC in Underground, instead of like you getting like a failed prophecy EXP, instead of that, you get the underground failed prophecy instead. I don't know if they're gonna change like the rewards on underground, but they should, cause not many people play underground, so they try to make a different stuff in there. Hopefully they add something on underground so people will start playing again. And I would love to play it again, cause right in there is just not many good stuff in there. I know you can get that what's that called? The Thompson in there, which is not really good. I prefer Tommy gun. You can get it in Dark Zone. You can get the Thompson in Survival, but it's not really very good. But you never know. Thompson might be good in if you have Thompson, he might be good in 1.6 because all the name gear is gonna become exotic gear, which is has its own specialty. I can't really wait. Like, come on, man. There's like two types of like a weapon, like Hedir and Ear. I don't know how to pronounce that. Like the Valkyria becomes Hedir and Ear. So if you equip both of them, they have that synergy special talent on it. It's really, really good. I can't wait to see what it is. You never know. You might do a dual wield like this, like a dual wield SMGs. It'll be interesting in here. You can't aim; it's only hip fire. So you never know. There might be special effect in there too, huh? Never know. So if you have those two kind of special thing, you can hip fire those two SMG. You can just like run and gun like that, you know. You know, but you can't aim though if you have those two guns. So they might probably do that. That's gonna be interesting because remember, they're adding this kind of different camera angle when you hip fire, so they might have that too. Because when you hip fire, so who knows, we might add something. Because they said that if you equip those two SMG, if you hip fire, I don't know anything about hip fire, but it says like if you equip that two specific weapons, it has its special synergy talents on them. So you never know. Maybe that's the one that you can hip fire on two weapons right there, like holding those two SMG together. What else? Oh yeah. So most of you guys know about this, but they are disabling that invite someone in a group inside the survival. So they are disabling that. So people that queuing, trying to group up in solo queue, they cannot group anymore. And also, if someone is down, even if you're not in group or if you're in a group, you have to use medkit now. So if pretend I just went down, right, not unconscious. If I went down, because remember, like before, you don't need the medkit, you just have to revive. Now you have to carry a medkit if someone went down. So this is gonna be very interesting. So it makes the survival more harder if you're in a group. Because before, you don't care about the weather. If you go down, it's fine. You can revive you without any cost. Now, if you went down, you have to use a medkit to someone that went down. So it's gonna be interesting. Well, you can still use a medkit to revive yourself, but if you don't have a medkit to revive yourself, you have make sure your buddy with you have medkit to revive you, or else they can't revive you anymore. It requires a medkit. That's what they're adding in there. So I don't know if that's the real information about it. Hopefully it's not, because I still like that idea that who cares about the weather gear. If you go down, I can revive you. Now you have to go find some some fire and places like that, and what else? I think that's most everything in this thing already. So yeah, so I'm gonna upload this later on, and yeah, I'm gonna upload this later on, and I'm gonna do a gameplay now for like more survival and stuff like that. But yeah, that's like most everything in here. And stick around if you want to see me play some survival. Right now, this is just like I don't want to make a video of it because it makes takes me forever. I just want to go through all the summary about the 1.6, like the list they're gonna add in there. I'm pretty sure I said everything right, like about the dark zone, the armor changes, the gear sets, the new contents they're adding in PvE, including in dark zone PvE, and the new emotes and stuff like that that can be used. You have to buy it in real cash. And what else? Yeah. So everything in there I already mentioned. And like I said, if you stay tuned, I'm gonna upload this thing later on. So watch out. Watch it if you wanna recap everything. And now I'm gonna stop right here and rebroadcast again for gameplay. I'm gonna play survival. So yeah. So if you're only here for things, so I'm gonna end it right here. So if you want to stay around, and I'm gonna play survival. Uh, I just mentioned about survival. So the survival changes only you cannot group up anymore, and you're disabling that invite to group if you're inside the survival. And if you go down, you have to use a med kit on your ally. So only if you go down, right? Not unconscious, because unconscious you have to use med kit. So if you went down, like you can still like crawl around, right? You can crawl out if you died. If you don't have med kit on yourself, your body has to have a med kit to revive you. So that's the also changes in the survival. They haven't mentioned about like they're adding a new the new content for 1.6, but hopefully they should have it. But I don't know if they are adding in there, but that's gonna be interesting if they did. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna stop right here, and I'm gonna rebroadcast again for gameplay of survival. So yeah, so it's GVZ1, and that's all for 1.6, and hopefully they are updating more stuff. But if they are, I'm gonna do this again and tell you about it. Again, if you want to see all the articles about this 1.6, I'm going to post a link on the comments and description below. So feel free to check it out. And yeah, stick around if you want to see me play survival. See ya.